What is going on, everybody? Welcome to today's trade recap. Today is Tuesday, January 27th. We caught a beautiful long on the NASDAQ today. Super clean price today and a very A-plus entry model. Overall, a really good day. We've also begun trading out of this high time frame range we've been in, so I'm expecting prices to begin cleaning up. We also have FOMC tomorrow, so those fund rates should clean price up as well. So a few key factors that I want to go over regarding this trade. And as always, we will just start on the higher time frame, work our way down. I'll run you through my thought process, all of that good stuff. To start, as you guys saw in the bias, this was my draw for the day, these 4-hour relative equal highs. I've been talking about it for weeks. When we leave these super obvious relative equal highs like this, especially on the high time frame, this is such a strong draw. We almost always will go reach for it that day, if not the next day. So always going to want to trade towards this draw. And then it just helps that our order flow is in line with that draw, right? Very clear bullish order flow here. We are getting expansions higher and then little retracements with our down close candles lower. And then again, expansions higher. Clearly bullish order flow, printing and respecting bullish Peter rays. We are going to want to be bullish today. Now, that being said, we did have a bearish SMT here, which I got a lot of questions asking why I'm disregarding this. So NQ takes London session highs here, whereas ES fails to take that high, wherever ES is. Here we go. ES fails to take that high. And this is a question I've been getting a lot, is what makes a high probability SMT? And my answer is always going to be, well, the SMT should be in an area we already expect to reject from. And in this case, it is from London session highs. That is a significant liquidity pool. But the missing and key factor here is the super obvious relative equal high that NQ had, as well as we are just clearly in bullish order flow. So the odds that we retrace into this hourly and 4-hour gap are still relatively decent, but your entry model to those lows is just not going to be as high probability as when you were in line with your your higher time frame market structure and order flow here. So even if you could have caught shorts off this SMT, I would just rather wait for some manipulation lower to then give us a entry model higher here. So we will go ahead and bring this up to market open. So market opens right here. We end up sweeping a little internal high here and then immediately rejecting lower. We end up opening up a 5-minute bearish gap. And I did see some people wanting to take shorts out of here just because we started getting some legs down. And this is where your emotions are getting to you. It is very easy to just look at this, especially without the drawings, and be like, oh, maybe we're trading toward H session lows. Because we're looking at just the lower time frame. But what you need to realize is, especially at 9:30, if you see an aggressive move towards an area of liquidity, chances are that that is manipulation, and you want to wait to trade out of there. This was simply the leg or the move down that created the wick for the high time frame candle to expand higher. So again, we want to wait for manipulation before entering a trade. We did not get any clear manipulation higher. If we opened up, swept all of this liquidity, then put in an SMT, and then maybe got an entry model lower, maybe that's something we want to entertain, because then we do have an unfilled hourly and 4-hour gap. You see how we're always reacting to price, building those A-plus scenarios, all that good stuff. Anyway, from here, we are holding this hourly and 4-hour gap. We end up trading to this 5-minute. We hold it on here. And this closure definitely brought some controversy here. The low of this candle was 981, and the close of this candle was 981 as well. So it technically did inverse this candle. And a lot of times I will always be saying we want to see displacement above gaps or below gaps. And that is true. We always want to see intent, right? Displacement shows intent. But in this scenario, I really don't care that this didn't close by, or that I technically did close, but that it didn't close above the gap. The draws are so obvious. We have stacked equal highs here, LR generated, an unfilled 15-minute gap, 4-hour relative equal highs. We are V-shaped recovering out of a hourly and 4-hour gap. to ask for a perfect close on this is just not realistic. You are not always going to have those perfect scenarios built up. This is already a damn near perfect scenario. The only thing you could say is we're targeting a SMT high. But again, you are just never going to have every last little thing in your favor. You have to be able to adapt. So absolutely smacking this was the right decision. And then stop loss placement for me, you could have gone basically at the swing low there and still had a 1-to-1. I personally tightened it just a little bit. You could have even probably gone here because we had really good momentum and this low held this 1 minute bullish gap. So if we're going to be bullish, we are probably not going to need to revisit this low. But I gave it a little bit of room to breathe just in case we want to maybe resweep this, hold the 1 minute, and then get expansion higher from there. But that is a little bit of a discretion call there. And then one other thing I forgot to mention is our 930 wick is our break-even point. That is a super clean liquidity pool right here, right? 930 opens and then we rip lower. This has a lot of liquidity resting, and it's in line, like I said, these equal highs, unfilled 15-minute gap, and stacked high time frame highs. So look at this candle, absolutely rips higher. This is what happens when you have a high probability setup and a strong draw. You get very aggressive movement towards that draw on liquidity. When you don't have a super clear draw on liquidity, you will have slow, stagnant price. But we have a very clear draw, so this absolutely rips. Delivers those highs. Super, super clean model. Not much else you could ask for. A+ in every regard. Very clean. Not much else to say about that. But as always, if you guys do have questions about this, feel free to let me know. I would be more than happy to help, and I will catch you guys in the next one.